Welcome to Makers International, a podcast of makers from around the world, talking with makers from around the world. Here's Jamie Page, Steve Twidell, Chris Cute, and now your host, Richard Morley.
Hello, ho, ho, ho. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good times, whatever time it is, wherever you're listening. Joined with me, as always, Mr. Chris Cute.
How's it going?
Mr. Steve Twidell.
Ho, ho, ho!
Yeah, sorry, kids. We've just blown that right out of the water for you. And talking with it's Jamie Page.
You're right.
It's so Christmassy, Jamie. Oh, we love it. Also, this evening, joining us are some very special guests. That was it. Yes, sorry, I just had to check the script there. We have Andy Birkey, Joe Whittaker, Nick Zammeti, and Mr. Bobby Duke himself. How you doing, guys?
How are you?
Doing good.
How are you doing? Happy days.
Happy
Fantastic.
day.
Obviously, we're an international, we try to be at least, an international thing, and we do acknowledge and appreciate that across this rock that we're all spinning around on, there are various names and various reasons for getting stressed, spending too much money, getting into debt, and becoming overweight in the next few days. You can call it what you like. And we all have different names for it. So we're just going to celebrate under a generic thing.
I must be festive all year round then, because I'm always overweight.
And stressed. And anyway, so as always, a couple of quick shout outs, thank yous, etc. So first of all, they go to, and an initial apology from me to Andy Pugh, last week's guest. Apologies for missing your episode, Andy. I was, in fact, ill, not skiving, as Steve alluded to, but we also have, yeah, you can call it what you like. Carl Jacobson, Jim Dockrell, Twisted Crafts UK, Trevor Michalski, I think, unless I've spelled it wrong.
Yeah,
it's got the little red dots under it, so it literally could be anything. Jeffrey Smith, Harneal Media, and Andrew McQuillan.
Wasn't he in Monsters Inc?
Say again?
Wasn't he in Monsters Inc?
What?
I think he was.
I think he was.
Yes, he was.
He was.
I don't think he was called Trevor, though.
We're gonna need a translator. That's
Definitely.
Or at least some kind of diagram as to how Nick's mind's working at any given time. But so as always.
There was also one more, Richard, as well. I forgot to mention to you over on Instagram. There was another shout out for PJGALITI and son of the Junk Hunter.
Well, that was
easy for you to say.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was Jamie. That was important to include. I'm glad you added that.
they put out a story. They put out a story and mentioned us on it.
Oh yes, I did see that. Apologies, I saw it. I forgot all about it. I've been busy. Excellent. So as always, this week's podcast is brought to you in part by my very good friend Glyn from Yorkshire Grit, Team Router. Sorry, Jamie. Our good friend Chad over at Mancrafting, Pan from Highland Boxes, and also Steve over at Harneal Media, who sets us up and sorts out our website. If you want to find out more about them, us, and loads of other stuff, go to our website, makersinternationalpodcast.com/sponsors, and all the stuff that's vaguely relevant is probably on there, isn't it, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Right, well, that's me done for the intro. I've got nothing. I particularly have a clue what's going to happen now. There's loads of people here. We should be able to blag it for an hour. So over to you guys. Hello, everyone.
Do you know what? I think Jamie's starstruck.
I am. I haven't seen Joe for ages.
He's been struck with something, I'm sure.
Richard, I have several listener questions if you would like to just kind of start off with the whole Christmas theme with them, because they, oddly enough, all come from the North Pole.
I've got no objections. If anyone else has, then we'll do that.
I don't care. I mean, the first one is from Herbie,
if we have to.
Herbie the Elf. Says, I don't like to make toys, but I... seriously, we do have a question, and people do, and I guess people want to delve into our personal lives. I mean, everybody here, do you guys have like a typical Christmas meal, and when do you have it? Do you have it on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day? Just, when do you guys? What do you? First of all, do you have one? Second of all, and when do you eat it? Or basically, is it a free for all whenever the food is done?
Yes, and bacon.
Bacon? Bacon.
I thought it was rashers.
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 No. It's rashes in Ireland. Rashes. 'Tis rashes, so it is.
It's rashers.
Okay, nothing today is going to be taken seriously.
All right, I'm going first.
Come
on, Andy. That's why you're here.
I take a pancetta loaf and make French toast out of it with some Baileys and syrup, kind of a mix, and that's our Christmas breakfast. And so it's a French toast made out of Italian pancetta, which is absolutely brilliant, and no one wants to eat another thing for at least 3 days.
So you start the day off with the alcohol.
Yes.
No, okay.
It makes relatives much easier to hang with.
Yeah, there you
Can
go.
you send me the recipe for that?
No, I don't have one. I just make it.
And the in-laws' kids probably much more tolerable. Anyway, what about the rest of you? This is a serious question, guys. We got to ask this. I mean, they want to know what you guys, if you have a typical holiday meal that you make or have, or if you just call up from Mickey D's or Chinese or what. So,
Well, I go the traditional way. It's the turkey over bacon and all the trimmings. Turkey over. Yeah, turkey has bacon rashers put over it, and then it's on ham, spuds, carrots, Brussels sprouts, loads of gravy, bish bash bosh, and then on St. Stephen's Day, Boxing Day, the next day after Christmas Day, we have all the leftovers cold in a kind of a late meal with all that. So it's very traditional.
And Boxing Day sandwich.
oh,
Yeah.
God.
Nice.
Joe?
And cranberry sauce was called as well.
Joe, help us out here, man. Because turkey over bacon doesn't sound very traditional to me, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, like, if he's going with the turkey over bacon, it's like, ain't it the other way around? Bacon over the turkey.
Well,
Yes.
I've given up.
bacon over turkey, turkey on ham.
Right, I
Bacon.
get you.
Yeah.
See, with me, like, it's really basic for me because I won't eat any vegetables whatsoever. So I'll literally just take meat. I'll have Yorkshires. I know Yorkshire shouldn't even be on a Christmas dinner, but because I don't have
Of
any
course
other
it should.
What's a Yorkshire?
Oh, yeah.
A
Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
Oh.
Nice, Bobby.
Also, you don't
With
eat
a nice-
vegetables?
No veg whatsoever.
No,
Nothing.
do you not have scurvy yet?
No, I'm all right. I've got the ribs to deal with.
I think
With a nice
pudding
dollop
counts as
of
a
Yorkshire
vegetable.
grit.
Yorkshire grit on the turkey.
Oh,
Keep it moist.
Nick, you're the only one apparently that has class here. Please help us out. Do you guys have a traditional family meal that you guys have every year or no?
Wait for it.
Well, I mean,
If you tell me epoxy and crayons, I'm going to hit you.
on Christmas Day, we have a turkey dinner. I mean, because that's what we have, Christmas turkey dinner, and then, and then on Boxing Day, we go around my mum's for a curry. We have a biryani,
Nice.
which is really nice. She cooks it for like all these children, and it's just crazy, really. So we all pile in there, about 30, 40 of us in this little tiny house, and she cooks biryani for everybody. And that's the best. That's the exciting one. The turkey dinner's nice, but I like my biryani.
Sure is exciting.
It is fun to get the people in the kitchen. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby, hit us. What do you got?
I don't make anything, but we typically go to my parents' house, and my mom does the works. The kind of like a Thanksgiving dinner. Typically, there's some kind of ham, turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole with, you got to have the green bean casserole. Is that a British thing? Do you guys eat green bean casserole?
Hashtag mommy's boy.
No, that's
No, it's just this tradition. We all go over there and meet at my parents' house.
that is like a Southern staple here in the States.
Yeah.
Bobby. Yeah, you gotta have green bean casserole at some point.
Do you eat it with almonds?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yeah.
With the almonds, you gotta have it with almonds, and then the fried
Those
onions sprinkled.
Yeah.
on top.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's the cranberry, which we hide under our mash.
Cranberry.
Yummy. You got to have the cranberry.
Yeah, the normal Thanksgiving sort of food, typical like that. But I don't make it.
All right. Last but not least, Richard, I'm afraid to ask, but go.
Did Jamie get a go?
Yeah,
Jamie said enough. Let's all be honest. I mean, go ahead.
Jamie says he just eats bacon.
Oh yeah. But, I mean, Kat does the meal. We generally stay at Kat's, and then my dad comes up, and this year her dad's coming over, and then we've got the kids. Sometimes my little one's with us, sometimes she's not. But for the actual, so it really depends on who's going to be there. There's no sort of, we always do this on Christmas Day. But yeah, turkey with all the stuff. Pigs in blankets, no sprouts. Cheese and leek sauce, which nobody's mentioned yet. Does anyone have cheese and leek sauce?
No.
Is anyone ever
Whoa, Bobby, whoa, that's freaking me out.
Whoa. What happened there? That was scary.
All right. If anybody's getting hungry, it's not our fault. These were the questions that were given to us.
Has anybody ever had goose for Christmas?
Mm-mm.
No.
I think so.
I don't think I've ever had goose at all.
No, I've never had it.
It's greasy. I've had it. It's just nasty.
It's
Really?
Yeah.
It's real. It's if you don't like a gamey type flavor, then yeah, you won't like goose. Trust me.
And it's real fatty in the meat.
What about
It just
duck?
looks weird.
Yeah, I've had duck.
Yeah, love
I've had
duck.
duck.
Yeah, love duck.
What about
Duck à
bald
la
eagle?
orange.
Bald eagle.
Bobby, you can't say that.
No, a bald eagle.
It's
A bald
swans,
eagle once.
yeah.
How are
A
you
bald
not in
eagle once
jail?
had me, but we won't mention that.
I've heard they eat peacock some places.
Peacock. Peacock.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Let's have a colorful dinner and eat peacock.
Yeah. Let's think of the
That
most
explains it,
beautiful
Bobby.
thing we can eat. Hmm.
That explains it, Bobby.
We're all out of unicorns, so I guess we'll eat the peacock.
Next
Yeah.
year, we're going for bald eagle.
Oh
Has
my
anyone ever
God.
seen an angry peacock? When they get struck, they get proper aggressive peacocks.
I try not to get too close to them.
Just to kind of divert off the Christmassy theme-ish a bit. Well, yeah, Bobby brought it up. Where I used to live, there was a house.
Blame
that
Bobby.
had-
Go ahead.
Yeah, so where I used to live, just outside Cambridge, there was a big house in the village. It's like the old manor house, big grounds, and they had 2, if not 3 peacocks that just used to roam the garden. And you'd walk past one day and you'd hear them making that weird noise. Anyway, one day one got out, and just literally there's peacocks walking down the street, and it sees this car that was owned by some youngster that had not been driving very long, and it just saw its reflection in the side of this car and literally just pecked this car to death. And every single panel, the hood, the bonnet, the roof, all around the sides was just pecked and like dented, where it had just gone at this thing and beating it with its head, like spouts of blood where it broken its beak and all sorts. And the guy comes home from work, finds his car, and he's like, the hell's happened to my car? And that evening there's a knock on the door from the owners, and they're like, yeah, we're really sorry our peacock got out. And they bought him a new car. Like, just have the new car.
Yeah.
So it was really aggressive.
So you're saying the peacock was being a dick?
Basically, yeah.
Sorry.
I've been attacked by a pissed off turkey before.
Really?
They get proper
That's-
stroppy as well, don't they?
That's really scary. They're
Yeah,
evil.
I actually got attacked by Jimmy DeResta's turkey when I went to try and film the thing.
Man, I'm telling you,
Jimmy
Nick,
arrested.
Oh, that
Yeah.
rooster is
Is
that
it a
thing is out of
rooster?
control.
Oh wait, yeah,
That
wait,
white one?
there was one that they said afterwards not to go near.
Right.
I went up to try and film it, and it attacked me. It jumped on my leg and everything.
yeah,
Was it that white fluffy one?
yeah, it was that one. It's the white one. It's the
Yeah.
white one. And that thing,
Yeah.
Dude, that son of a gun ain't right in the head, man. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that chicken.
And just imagine Nick going back with the camera all like in bits and blood, scratches
I
and
actually got it
scars.
on film. It's part of the.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. There's a don't go near that chicken. It'll like its head case.
It attacked Bobby a while ago, and that's why he walks away. He does.
Well, and you know what? That bastard chicken. Because when Andy and I went up to Jimmy's to help build that teepee, that bastard chicken like sat right next to Jimmy's second shop. The one right out his back door, and he just waited for people to walk back and forth from the house. And he was like, "Oh, we're waiting for it." No, man, that thing was a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
and then I didn't want to kick it because Taylor loves the damn thing. So I was like, okay, I don't want to be rude, but if that was my chicken, it would be on my plate.
Taylor, who's that over there?
I've been attacked by a chicken thing before, and I absolutely shit myself when that thing.
Was it like a chicken? You just like wherever you were standing?
There was loads. I don't know what it was. Loads of chickens in there, and there's like one there, a big rooster thing. And I got quite close to it, but I didn't know that they were going to. I had no idea that it was going to attack me. I'd never even been attacked or even dreamed that anything like that could attack you before.
I think it's rabid. It just is a mean piece of poultry.
It's like if you've ever had Kentucky Fried Chicken in your life, that chicken can smell it, and he hates you. It's like,
I can see a campaign coming up in the future. Save Jimmy's turkey.
No. I can see a more successful one that says "Kill Jimmy's turkey," but okay.
I survived Jimmy's turkey.
Oh, there you go. I survived. Here's a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Where's Al's Hack Shack? We need a T-shirt. I survived Jimmy's chicken. That's hilarious.
So is everyone closing their workshops up and like that's it until the new year and into January, or what's going on?
Mine haven't been open for weeks, unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, mine's closed until the new year now as well. So, which is a shame.
Yeah, I did a project today, which I'm going to put out on Christmas Day, just in case anyone was bored and felt like they wanted to watch YouTube.
Trust me, there will be plenty of people that are.
You what? You what? What's that?
It's only a little one. It's only a short video. Well, kinda.
For you,
yeah.
So
it's doing a short video, right?
It's only 45 minutes long.
It didn't take me long to make it, so
it must be part one then, is it?
No.
I've got a video out.
Completed it.
I got to get a video out before the end of the year, so I'm going to be pretty busy actually. Yeah. Here, I'll show you what I'm working on. It's still in the, speaking of chickens,
Whoa.
it's an ostrich egg,
Nice.
and it's full of resin.
Oh,
I'm going to be doing something with it.
Wow.
But
Nice.
So did you fill that, or did you get it filled with resin?
I filled it with resin.
Did you eat the egg first?
No, it was fortunately empty. I got a whole box of ostrich eggs. I got them like lying around.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. Yeah, obviously.
Of course you did, because somebody
Feeds him to his lizard.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a bunch of ostrich eggs. So I'm trying to make something.
They're supposed to be cool to carve because they have quite a thick wall, don't they?
Yeah, I haven't started carving on it, but I did do a little bit of a test, and it smells like burning hair.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because I didn't think it was made out of the same. I mean, hair is made out of mostly keratin, right?
Yeah.
And the shell would be mostly like calcium carbonate or something like that, I would think. I don't know, but it smells just like you put a match to your hair.
It's like,
yeah, but think of where that egg came from.
Yeah.
Fingernails.
The intro to this video, I had the most fun, and in my opinion, it's one of the funniest things I've done. Oh my gosh, my wife and I were cracking up when I was filming it. Yeah, because
I can only imagine.
it's funny.
I just got a vision of my head of you with like a little Indiana Jones type satchel, and then pulling
Touching
out
cloth.
these massive eggs and all sprayed gold in your video, like from the Jack and the Beanstalk type thing.
And you see, I was going to suck up to you today, and say that I thought your thumbs down diamond to YouTube was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
First of all, an idea because of that whole rewind thing. What does that thing have now? Like 15, 16 million thumbs down? It's like that had to have set a record.
Yeah, it did. It's the #1 most disliked video on the entire platform. And it just happens to be made by YouTube.
It happens to be made by the platform. That was hilarious. Anyway,
I sent it to the San Bruno headquarters and ATT'd it to Susan, the CEO. Hopefully they don't shut down my channel.
Dude, I've never liked you, but that's brilliant.
You've never liked me.
But that burning hair smell that you get off that egg, I mean, it's kind of, well, Richard will know because he just did it today. Maybe Nick will know too because perhaps he did it at one time. It's like turning an antler. Have you guys ever tried to turn a deer antler? I mean, that smells like burning hair, and it's like freaking atrocious from what I understand. I've never done it, but Richard, you did it today.
Yeah, I was going to say. I wonder if the material, the base sort of chemical, because like hair and fingernails and horns and things like that are all the same thing, aren't they? So maybe eggshell.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think it is because it's mainly calcium, right? You know, I guess we could Google it.
I'm Googling now.
No, that's cheating.
Who does that? Come on.
I do that all the time.
No, not me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really thick too. Let's see if the camera.
Skull. Whoa, animal skulls don't smell too nice when you're carving them either.
Here, in fact, let me see if I could do something with this. See if I can put a light behind it.
Oh,
whoa.
Cool.
Oh yeah, looks like it's still got a bit of membrane in there.
That looks like one of Birkey's moon pictures.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, now we've worked out how he does it.
Yeah, Andy, get your camera real quick. There's a shot of the moon, Andy.
Birkey just gets an ostrich egg and does his moon pictures and pretends that he's got a really good telescope.
I've already figured out how Birkey does it.
I gotta go. It's been fun, guys.
We figured him out.
I've already figured that out.
Son of a bitch.
Birkey throws a tortilla wrap against a window.
Bastard had me believing him all this time. What a jerk.
I've been discovered.
You guys ever seen the pictures where you take a toilet paper roll and you like put your phone lens on the other end of it? You can turn your face into the moon because it just makes your face like round coming through the toilet paper roll. It's pretty funny.
Okay, now I gotta go.
Guess what 39 people are going to be doing after this show?
Yeah. Guess what your Instagram post is going to be full of? I mean, your Instagram feed is going to be full of next week.
Toilet paper roll pictures.
Hashtag Bobby Duke Moon.
Oh my gosh.
That's a completely different
Hashtag
kind of
Bobby Duke Bog Moon.
Bog.
Any more questions, Chris?
Oh, we did actually. We've got several here, but I'm trying to find ones that you guys will actually enjoy. Okay, why not? This one's up my alley, so if you don't like it, whatever. Are there any holiday cocktails that you guys typically make, whether it's a one-time thing or not? I mean, do you have a punch, a drink? I mean, and then what is it? If you mix it and make it yourself, just at least on this one single occasion a year, well, the question is, what is your traditional holiday cocktail? Or Steve, you said that made me sound like I was full of myself, and so I'll just, what the hell do you drink on Christmas, boys? So if that
beer with a mixture of beer. I have a beer cocktail.
You do that pretty good.
Hey, that works for me. No, but honestly, do you have a holiday cocktail recipe that you enjoy, or maybe would perhaps like to share with people in the audience that just really want to forget this ever happened and get drunk? I mean, so anybody want to step up? If nobody wants to, then I'm sure I can find another stupid
All right,
question.
I got one.
All right, go.
Ooh, me, call me.
You.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Andy for 10.
All right, the weird kid in the back. The weird kid in the back of the room. Anyway, go ahead.
And he takes a slice of the moon.
and a windmill, a wind turbine.
And a toilet roll.
Take a champagne flute, fill it quite a bit the ways up with a nice dry champagne, and then Chambord, the French raspberry liqueur. float that on their reel, and it separates, and you have this beautiful. If you have a nice crystal champagne flute, you have this 2-layered drink that's bubbly yet syrupy blackberry beautifully. So
there's something similar to that in Wolverhampton.
It's very fancy.
If you get like a beer stein and then crack a can of lager and then put a little bit of lime cordial on the top, lager lime. That's basically.
God, that sounds awful. I have got to get to Wolverhampton.
It's called a Wolvie banger.
Joe, we need to party, okay? Because this could progress in all sorts of weird directions.
They do a similar thing to that down in London as well, don't they? In those high end.
Yeah, they do it down here as well.
Yeah. Basically, the same sort of glass or a pint glass you can use, and then you fill it almost to the top with kind of a lager or a light beer, and then splash a lemonade on the top.
Oh,
yeah.
God, that sounds
They used to do something called a turbo shandy years ago. Do you remember them? Where it was lager and a Smirnoff Ice, which is like a lemon.
Let's see.
What are they called?
It's vodka.
Yeah, like vodka, lemon flavour.
Is it cloudy lemonade or something they put in it?
No, basically,
nothing beats a London depth charge.
Oh dear God, Nick! I'm calling upon you once again to please class this joint up. Please tell me you have a whiskey or scotch or some kind of drink that you would make on a traditional
Nick
basis.
drinks depth charges.
Help us the heck out.
Years ago, we used to go to a little bar in Cambridge called the Trinity Vaults, and it was literally like down this one door in the side of the building down into the cellar. And there was a barman in there. Chris, you know you're editing this. What are you like with doing the
no, go ahead.
beats?
Scratch on, but it's got to be all about you right now. I understand. Go ahead.
No. You like this one. There was a barman in there that he used to do like all the proper flashy moves with the shaky things and the bottles and the flips and all the rest of it. And
Tom Cruise.
It wasn't Tom Cruise, obviously, but he'd do all those sorts of cocktail moves. And you go in and he'd ask for a fuck nose. And it was just something that he made. And it came in this glass, like a tall shot glass. And it tasted absolutely amazing. It tasted absolutely amazing, right? But when you asked him what was in it, that was the answer.
Yes, it was. Of course it was.
Nick, once again, I call upon you. Please class this joint up a little bit.
It's not really that exciting. It's just basically beer and tea.
Ew.
Mixed.
All right, Bobby, we'll go for it.
Hot tea or cold tea?
And does it have a name, or is it just called a beer tea?
Beer tea, yeah. Well, it's tea in the morning, as it is every morning anyway.
Oh,
and then
not mixed then.
Just beer in the afternoon. Yeah, it's not really a special cocktail in any sort, really.
One of the ones that
Why not?
It actually takes about 10 months to make.
10 months?
Sounds like this podcast.
Yeah.
I could try and make
That's
that
a baby, isn't it? Is that not a baby?
But basically, what it is
We're talking about a late pregnancy here, Jamie.
what it is you get a load of strawberries and raspberries and all that sort of stuff. Load it up with a bottle of vodka, and put it in what's called like a rum top. I think it's a German thing, and just load it up with sugar and then just let it ferment throughout the 10 months, and then you basically strain all the fruit out, and then obviously you drink the vodka after it's all fermented and things like that, and then the fruit and that's left over, that's just got all of the vodka and all that stuff basically inside of it, goes on top of waffles with the cream and all that stuff, and you can have that for breakfast.
Sorry, that sounds like a prison drink.
That
Yeah.
does.
It's this. I think it's the sort of things. I think it started in Germany. I could be wrong, or maybe Austria.
And then you
Sounds like
strain it through toilet paper.
Or
It
prison.
sounds like the homemade wine my brother used to make. The
You
sort of
can do a
stuff that you
Guinness
take one
punch.
sip and go.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
it kind of blows your head off.
Yeah,
Have you ever
man.
tried a Guinness punch?
No.
Guinness punch?
It's like
You get them in Ireland a lot.
Yeah, I've never
You
actually
touch-
tried one.
You touch someone's Guinness, you get a punch.
Oh,
Is Guinness code for something else?
no.
No, it's a drink.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's meant to be like you get a big pitcher, obviously a big punch bowl or something, like 6 cans, 12 cans, however many people you need to serve a Guinness, full bottle of Baileys, and then a can of condensed milk, and that's meant to be a Guinness punch.
Oh,
No, it's not real Guinness if it's from a can.
I've had
Isn't that more in the
I've
picture?
had Guinness and blackcurrant.
Yeah, or
Okay,
have a Mackie and Vimto.
so
Yeah,
the answer to the question.
they're called girly Guinnesses.
So the answer to the question is you absolutely asked the wrong freaking question.
Yeah, that was a train wreck.
I have no more questions that I'm giving up. So
I have a question for the panel. Start with Birkey and work our way along. What's the worst Christmas present you've ever been given?
Oh, that's an easy one. My wife thought it would be funny once to give me a onesie. You know what that is? The little kids' pajamas that. And it was the most atrocious thing. I wore it one time and I said, I'm sorry, I am not. There can be no pictures of me wearing a onesie ever.
Whatever. Onesies are cool.
what?
Guess what? Guess
No,
what
this
picture
one
we
had
want to
like-
see, Andy?
Well, just for those
It
who
was
don't
all
know,
droopy.
onesies
It
are
was
the one
terrible.
that's a whole piece of cloth that has footies in it that you wear, and people make that like something that you should admire. And Andy,
This thing had like MC Hammer pants in it.
oh my god,
It was awful.
oh my god.
It was awful. You were supposed to be able to like sleep in it like a sleeping bag, but yet you had feet in it. Oh,
Yeah,
it gives
no.
me a headache to think about.
Did it have the little elastic strap down by the ankles?
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
everything?
Oh yeah, it had it all. Oh yeah, kind of gathered at the waist a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, what a
No, I
wonderful-
have one of those,
I
and I
bet
love it.
Birkey looked like a little baby.
I just couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. And thank God it was pre-internet. You know what I mean? Because
No photos exist. Is that what you're saying?
do you know what Jamie would do with that in Photoshop?
No, no.
I'd like
like
to know
you
what
would
to do
need
with that in
Photoshop.
the bathroom.
Completely unacceptable.
It would include a lot of makers with dodies in their mouth. Anyway, I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
Jody?
Joe.
Joe,
Hit
what's
us,
your
Joe.
what's your worst?
I don't know. Probably I got a comb one year, and if anyone's watching on YouTube,
It's not funny, man.
I wish I was joking, and it wasn't like even a joke gift.
That's funny.
Bobby?
I don't remember if this is Christmas or birthday. It might have been Christmas. My grandmother bought me a Tonka truck when I was like 15 years old.
Cool.
You know, a toy truck that's meant for little bitty like 5-year-old kids. I mean, I actually think I probably still played with it.
Gee,
But if,
thanks,
if, you
Grandma.
kept it, if it was an original Tonka and it was in the box still, it'd be worth more than she paid for it.
Yeah, it was, metal, the old metal ones.
Yeah, proper Tonka toy. I buried many of those.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't really, because I had those when I was like you said, a 5 or 6 year old. But if I'd have gotten one when I was 13, 14, I would just go, yeah, grandma's losing her marbles. A little
Yeah,
bit.
she still saw me as a little kid.
They
Yeah.
were proper hardcore toys. I tell you, I had a Tonka toy dumper truck,
Yeah.
and it was so strong that after I'd grown up and was a big boy, my dad used that Tonka truck actually to drop an engine down onto it and move it across the shop.
No
It was
way.
that strong. I
No
swear. It was-
way.
That's what he did. He took the engine out of an old Ford Cortina and he dropped it down on top of it and pushed it across his garage.
Video or it didn't happen.
Yeah, if you get 2 of those things, you can use them like roller skates.
Yeah.
Put your feet in the bed and.
They were hardcore toys.
All right, Steve, what was yours?
Oh, mine was quite recently, actually, for Kris Kringle. Do you do Kris Kringle in the States? I don't know if you do. But anyway, it was a work gift, and someone that doesn't understand wood turning or woodwork, they thought it was a good idea to go out to their backyard and just pick up a random log and wrap it up and give it to me. Seriously, it wasn't a joke, seriously, as a gift, and say, there you go. And when I unwrapped it in front of all the staff, A, they didn't know what the hell was going on, and B, it was split right down the middle about 7 times from the pith. And it was just, all it was good for was, well, actually, it started my fire that Christmas.
Wow, Merry Christmas.
Well, at least you. Hey, they can.
You get a bit of coal.
They can.
If I put it on the lathe, it would have killed me.
All right, Richard.
Maybe that was the intent.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they had studied.
I'm going to pass, Chris, because I've been sitting here racking my brains. I can't think of anything. I honestly can't think of anything.
Jamie, I know you can.
I'm probably going to say, I mean, this is going back years. My sister got me a grooming set one day, and inside of it,
I can understand why you'd be disappointed.
Inside of it was an electric ear trimmer. I guess you want to call it.
These are great.
And yeah, it's great if you actually had hair there, and it was at age where you started growing hair there. But when you were about 11 or 12 years old, you don't necessarily need it.
That's good.
So all I really had use for was like the nail clippers. That was probably about it.
That just reminds me of Mr. Bean using one of those things. Up the nose.
Because if you're 11 and you need an ear hair trimmer, then yeah, you're in trouble.
That explains everything now, Jamie.
Well, I think you're
It must have
Italian.
had a real effect on you.
Yeah.
Nick, what about you, buddy?
I've just been trying to think, really, but I mean, I had a jumper given to me once with 3 little birds knitted into it. It was pink as well.
Wow.
Nice.
That's the only thing I can think of. That was last year.
Video or it didn't happen.
No, it was when I was a little boy, actually.
You still
I think
have
I
it?
wore it, actually. I wore it with, I think we got all given one. All me, and my brothers, 3 of us. We all had the same pink jumpers.
There has to be a picture somewhere that you can share.
There is a picture, actually. Yes, there is a picture.
Did you also have
Gotta share. That has to
had
be.
2
That
birds?
has to be a hashtag worst present ever picture for Instagram.
Come on, Nick.
I'll find it and I'll put it on Instagram.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, there we go.
See, I knew this wasted hour wasn't wasted. Oh, sorry. Did I say that? I just meant to think it. Sorry.
Oh, damn it, Nick. I'm sorry. I should have skipped you. I apologize.
Awesome.
Mine is actually pretty boring. When I was a 5 or 6 year old kid, I was in love with making or playing a guitar because I mean I don't want to age myself. I had bands that I looked up to that I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I asked my mom and dad to buy me a guitar, and they bought me a plastic one, with the plastic strings. So yeah, that was my biggest disappointment in life so far.
I've got a funny story about a plastic guitar. Well, I guess I can look back and laugh of it now. I actually got. I was kind of the same with Chris. I really wanted a plastic guitar when I was younger, and I got one when I was.
Well, you could have had mine.
Maybe 5 or 6, and I actually got one Christmas, and I was so excited that I got it. I actually pissed myself.
That's excited right there.
That is excited.
Yeah, no, they never let me forget it, even till I was about 20.
Thank God it
you've
wasn't an
just
electric
said it.
guitar and it was plugged in.
Yeah.
Wait, I think Nick has the picture.
I'm I'm going to text my mum and ask her if she can send it. She'll be like, yes, of course, darling. I'll send it to you.
That's awesome.
It's when he gets the reply back.
Yeah,
Says, "What,
but
the
I
one-"
bet he words it. Mum, do you remember that really lovely jumper you sent me all those years ago? You know that one that I really loved, that we all loved.
With
Could
the
you
pink
send me a
birds.
picture?
Could you send me a photo of that?
Yes.
Hey,
What do you want it for, son?
Hey, Joe.
I've kind of an embarrassing photo of the way I used to have my hair.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh, no way. Is that you?
Awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's me.
That's very 80s.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh, here's another one when I was.
That looks like when you're way back when you're in Nam.
Yeah.
Guys, we should have had Bobby on at Halloween because this is just not working out.
Oh, I actually have my
Hair from back then.
have these down there.
Oh yeah.
Is that better?
Beautiful.
That's a Terminator Christmas right there. That's Santa Claus.
Hold on. Let me.
The beard for my beard.
Now you're just
That takes
taking the
freaking
beard.
to a whole new level. That does.
Oh yeah.
Freaking love it. Nick, let us know when you get that picture because we're all dying of anticipation here.
Yeah, because I'll tell you one thing, Joe has already called his bookie to place a $5 on whether Jamie pisses himself when that picture surfaces.
It'll only be through laughing.
You don't worth it. It's odds on.
I'll put a $5 on it myself.
You don't need
It'll only
two
be
back.
through laughing.
Oh man, who's carrying these bets?
Joe's got a bookie.
I'm
All right.
I'm just.
Oh, no, I'm a phoner.
I'm just. Nick's mum's gonna be like.
He's going.
It's like. Yeah, he's asking about the jumper. Yeah, he really liked it.
Yeah,
Have we
the
got
pink
time?
one.
Because you reckon we can get time?
I knew we'd get this phone call one day.
Wait,
Oh, is he?
Oh, and apparently he's in a hurry.
Is he?
listen.
No, I just want to know if she could send. Do you know that picture of me and the brothers with the pink jumper on?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you send it to me, please?
Like,
It
why
sounds
now?
like he's talking to himself.
You could get Mum to scan it to me and send it to me on WhatsApp.
Straight
Yeah.
away.
Okay, yeah.
All
I'll
right.
try and get
It
hold
sounds
of
like he's
Yeah,
talking to
please.
himself.
All right, then. All right, wait.
Wait, your brother's
That
British
was
too?
awesome.
Yeah, we had them knitted, all three of us, for us.
Oh,
Do you
God.
get him to do voiceovers for you sometimes, Nick?
And my dad.
Yeah.
You're so getting another one of those jumpers for Christmas day after
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, you must want another one.
Somebody get a
I-
hold
I
of
feel-
Ellen.
I feel a Makers International podcast special jumper coming out.
Nick, I'm telling you, you gotta get him to do some audio inputs for your waffles. It's like that's just too hilarious.
Yeah. It was like
Yeah,
you were
now-
talking to yourself.
Son, shut up. No. I love it.
Crazy.
Do you think we could get Ellen to make one, a replication?
Yeah.
She could.
Oh,
Hey,
she could.
Nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that ketchup and resin smell like now?
Ooh.
It doesn't really smell of anything, really. It smells of grease, if I'm honest.
Really?
Like oily grease, yeah.
Yeah. Is it oily on the outside?
No, it's just kind of like it's got that black kind of like it went all black inside,
Ew.
and it's just
Yeah,
like
moldy.
yeah, basically it's like a mold, but it's like a grease, like an oil inside it, and it was.
Grease
It
lightning.
didn't smell much though. It didn't smell much afterwards.
Oh.
So it doesn't. At what age did you break your nose?
At me,
What? Oh, because he can't smell.
yeah, yeah.
Ba-dum.
I'm sorry. It's like that. I mean, it has to have a bit of odor to it. It's like, all right. Anyway, all right, guys. The final question I have, and we can, blag on from here. Was did you guys, or do you typically make your own, or do you buy your own, or do you a mixture of both for your presents that you give each Christmas. They want to. The question was, basically, do you make all of the presents that you give away? Do you buy all? And I know Joe's answer, so Joe, just take that smirk.
Joe makes Amazon purchases.
But they want to know, since we're all, I guess, known as makers. They want to know: do you make your presents? Do you buy them, or is it a mixture of both? I make a few and I buy a few.
Normally I just buy them. To be honest, it's just easier.
Amazon has made it that way. I understand.
And I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Birkey?
Usually it's just my wife and I. So most of the time it's pretty utilitarian. This year we decided to put both monies towards a sewing machine. So our dining room table has 2 sewing machines on it, and remains what's supposed to be Adam Savage's everyday carry bag, but it's not going well.
Oh, his Savage bag.
The Savage bag.
All right, Joe. Let me guess. Okay, you buy them. All right.
I found it.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, he's found it.
You found it?
I found it, yeah, because my mum made this for me a couple of years ago, like all of us, like when we were younger, pictures, and it's on air. Are you ready?
Let's see it. Yeah.
Let's see it.
Wait, somebody get a camera on Jamie's pants.
Jamie, get your screen capture ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That is magic.
Yes. That is Instagram worthy.
I'm taking pictures.
Focus, camera, focus.
I'm
there.
recording.
There it is.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So which one are you? The top, the oldest?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can see it.
Those
are
And
like,
that is a proper pink, too.
those are like, what would you call them? Jumpers?
Yeah, jumpers. Yeah.
Angel.
It looks like a sweater.
Well, yeah, jumper.
Oh.
Yeah, jumper. Stupid Americans.
That's a darn good photographer, because he got you all to smile.
Bobby, put jumper in Google Translate.
Does it show the movie?
He said, "Hey, you know what you're thinking in that picture? I wish I was wearing my pink jumper."
Yeah, it pulls up the movie when I Google jumper.
Jamie, put a beard on that kid for me, will you?
Oh God.
Terrible. There you go.
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
Oh man, I'm crying.
Hey Nick, I've got it now on my phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Once it's on the internet.
Jamie, fire up the Photoshop.
See, Nick, maybe there was some meaning in your life to come on today.
Well, Nick, do you know, it was nice knowing you. You were famous for a bit, but you've just shot yourself in the foot.
Credibility shot, man.
You got to quit hanging out with the likes of us.
Wow.
So next project is a pink jumper resin bowl.
Yeah.
I have a video. There's a video of me out there as Mr. Sandman I used to be in ballet when I was little, and I was Mr. Sandman, sprinkling confetti on the kids to wake them up.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. One day I gotta Mr. Sandman. Yeah.
Bring me a dream.
Bum, 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 bum.
I thought you were talking about Metallica.
I've ever seen.
That's the future, isn't it?
I was thinking Enter the Sandman.
That's what I was thinking.
I want to see Bobby doing a Enter the Sandman ballet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Interpretive dance.
Prancing across the stage looking for his wood.
And in the background, Nick wearing his pink jumper. Pirouetting.
Yeah.
Oh, such a collaboration.
With a tutu.
Yes.
I don't think we're ever going to get to the end of that question, so forget it.
Brilliant.
Change this up. Chris, you always make though, don't you? You asked the question. You started it.
Well, I don't always. I mean, I used to not at all. I used to always just go out and buy because I mean I was a working stiff and I didn't have the shop time to make the presents. But since I've retired, I have the time, so I do. Yeah. And this year was an incredibly horrid Christmas of making for my wife and family because I obviously did the videos for the kids' toys that I made that I gave away to the underprivileged kids, which, by the way, that makes you feel so good by doing that. I mean, and a lot of people don't have time to do it, and I understand, but I mean, knowing that you can do that for some families that really would use that. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox and just say that I had to make my family's presents, and that basically entails about 15 different individualized presents. And then my wife came home and said, could you make some presents for my coworkers and my bosses this year? And I go, well, how many are there? And she said, 40.
Oh my gosh.
Sucker.
So what did you make? Did you already say that?
No, I haven't. No, I didn't. And I don't want to say it now because it's not Christmas.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You want me to speak to my nans, knit some jumpers?
No. I made pink jumpers with little white birds that are crossing. No, but I ended up making. I had to make those. So in totality, I made over 60 presents this year. So yes, Richard, I did. And the quality of them is probably really questionable, but I got them done anyway. So
the only presents I make each year are for my children's teachers. My kids like to bring in handmade stuff for to their teachers at school, and I also put stuff that I've made into the Kris Kringle pet present that I give at work as well. And I also make items for the local kind of toddlers group for Santa to bring to them as well. So they're all donated every year.
That's cool.
Nice.
By the way, that's a good look for you. The Santa look.
And anything that hides the majority of his face has got to be a bonus.
Yeah.
Yes. What did I? What? I
look
didn't
like
hear
a
you.
Santa trucker.
Yeah.
Your
Come here, sit on my lap. Can I take you somewhere?
The only thing he's missing now is gaffer tape.
All right, Nick, knowing your schedule, I can imagine, but I'm going to assume that you're a buyer, not a maker. But I mean, tell us. I mean, how do you normally go out, or do you do a mixture of both?
Yeah, I mean, I've made lots of things for my family and given them all out. So they've probably got enough bowls and vases and pots already. But I did actually make my mum something this year, and she's the only person I've made something
Pink
for.
jumper. Was it a pink jumper?
No, it's not a pink jumper. No, I made her something, and the video goes up for that over Christmas time as well. But
Cool.
I haven't made anything for anyone else. We've mainly bought all of our presents now.
No, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to jump in? Richard, Jamie?
All I was going to say very quickly is this year, again, I've made, and somebody, I can't remember whether it was a comment or whether it was a passing remark, or it probably, it could have been somebody I gave the gift to, but I doubt it. It was like, oh, you make it because you're tight. And I bit my tongue. And, because people that don't make things, they genuinely don't get it. And that's fine. I get that.
Wow.
But this year, I kind of made a mental note as to what I'd sort of probably want to spend to buy Christmas presents, and I think I spent about 3 times as much
That happens
on the stuff just to then go and make things, and that didn't include like the bits of wood that I kicking around anyway. So yeah, in your face, people that think it's been cheap.
But, I mean, in your case, it's not exactly cheap to buy Festal tools, so you have to buy.
Yeah,
them.
I didn't give the tools, Jamie.
But you have to buy the tools to make the stuff.
Oh, I need a new router to make that present.
Yeah,
Oh.
this domino has to be factored into the cost of making this. It's just all there is to it.
No.
Lovely.
But yeah,
lovely.
That's fine. I'm not going to buy it.
Oh, brother. Well, Jamie, quickly, because we're running out of time, but we have a giveaway to do before we end this thing today. So do you want to get on with that?
Yes, and it actually comes under the sector of Jamie's page.
Dear God.
Dear God.
Right, so yeah, we had a huge December giveaway that happened. So I'll announce the winner now. There was 443 entries all in total. The winning entry is number 209. The action at the one in the contest was they visited Highland Boxes on Facebook.
Awesome. Good for you, man.
They live in Texas. It is not Bobby Duke.
Bobby Duke.
No, it's not Bobby Duke. It is in actual fact Mr. Jake Thompson.
Did he really?
Oh,
Oh, awesome.
First one.
Yay!
We like Jake, so that's cool. That's awesome. Congratulations,
Well,
Jake.
hot diggity.
All right, so I've got all of Jake's details on the app. So I'll contact Jake and let everybody know where to send the stuff.
Well, pray
You
tell,
know-
Jamie,
you know
what
that's-
exactly did he win?
What did he win? He won.
Not that it matters, because it only matters to Jake.
I hope that didn't sound like a prompt, but I was just curious.
What did he win? He won.
He won a
couple of-
used pink jumper.
Pink jumper. What did he win? He won a tub of Yorkshire Grit, Yorkshire Grit microphone. What else did he win? 2 hybrid blanks from Pan from Highland Boxes, a custom marking knife from Alex 2Q,
Awesome.
Sexy knife.
mother of pearl inlay from Scott Grove, and a custom podcast tumbler from Chad at Mancrafting.
Dang.
Nice. Nice.
Mancraft.
And I don't mind telling you, Jake, if you're in the market, I'm willing to buy that marking knife that Alex 2Q made you, because that damn thing is sexy. Anyway, okay, carry on.
You know he's never going to get it because Jamie likes it too much.
he won't see any of that
I
stuff.
won't even be seeing it.
Yeah,
If you ain't
Jamie,
voting Jake.
Jamie will be blaming it on customs in the UK. Oh, I'm sorry, customs won't let me send this.
So you're not sending them, Jamie?
No, I haven't got any of them. It goes
All right,
straight to Jake.
So
And that's
Jake,
his
just
story.
be grateful, Jake, because if Jamie was sending them, you probably wouldn't get them until about 2020. You'd have to hand them down to your grandkids straight away.
Unless you were going to make us central, of course, and then you would get them.
Well, Merry Christmas
Jamie's-
2019 if it's up to Jamie. So there you go.
Jamie's bringing 36 suitcases with him so that he can give everybody everything that he owes them.
God.
Jake is going actually because he's staying for 2 weeks and he's actually staying with me.
Oh God!
Bring your knife, Jake. Bring your knife.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Well, this is
Joe, what's the
congratulations.
betting line on whether Jake gets that stuff or not?
Oh, that's odds on. Especially
No,
if Jamie
congratulations, Jake. That's an awesome prize.
Yeah. So thanks to everyone who entered, of course, and we should do the next one in about 3 months or so.
Cool.
awesome. Well, you know what, Joe, good to see you again, my friend.
Mhm.
Cheers, and you lot. It's been a while.
We've honestly missed you, and I never thought I would say that. But Bobby, Nick, and that Birkey guy, thank you very much for coming on with us today, man. Honestly, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And if Birkey quits moving Seymour Maker around, I can probably focus back on Richard. Richard, let's wrap this up, man.
We will. I'm going to say a quick thank you and a quick little shout out to people that are in the live chat.
Of course you
because
are.
We haven't really mentioned them tonight as we normally do, and it hasn't really been much of a participation for them because actually there has been a couple of questions from the chat. So apologies to everyone out there, and they are people like Pam in Highland Boxes. Leona Faye Woodturning, PJ Galati, Carl Jacobson, AH Bespoke, there's loads of Red Smiths, Making Soap, blah, 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 to everyone. So it's kind of cool when people hang out in the chat. We're not deliberately I'm not being deliberately rude. I'm pretty sure no one else is either. And just to reiterate what Chris said to everyone in there joining us, Nick, Andy, Bobby, and Joe as well, I suppose.
And Nick, I
It's
guess.
slightly different for Joe because he's kind of still sort of ish like one of the team, but not. But it kind of is, and it's a bit weird, but in a good way. I hasten to add. So if you are still listening, thank you very much. If you're not, we'll probably say what we like about you. I'm not sure if we're going to hang around after the live show for our free. You don't have to be a Patreon, non-Patreon after show. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I haven't got anything else to say. Thank God.
Special shout out to Nick's dad.
Yeah. And his mum.
Nick's
Mum.
dad.
She's awesome at making jumpers.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great week.
Guys.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Ho freaking ho.